I'm a little bit fucking scared. Peter Dutton's here.
My fellow Australians, this election is a choice between Labor's plan to keep building or Peter Dutton's promise to cut.
Oh.
This morning I visited the Governor-General and Her Excellency has accepted my advice that an election be held on Saturday, 3rd of May 2025.
Everyone! They've called the election for May 3rd. Get in your places!
In uncertain times, we cannot decide the challenges that we will face, but we can determine how we respond.
Just, I've had enough. Put my head down for a little bit. Feeling great. Feeling really great. Just give me a second. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
We're all fucked. You're fucked. We're all fucked.
We're going backwards.
Peter Dutton's climate is fucked.
Your rent just
You're never
increased.
gonna buy a house.
Recession call.
Make Australia great
Fascism is on the
again.
rise.
Literally calm the fuck.
Literally calm
Shut
down.
up.
Stop
Stop
it.
overreacting.
Kai.
I mean, look at the state of the world. And a Liberal government at this point in time would be a cherry on top of a decade-long descent into chaos. Sorry about all that. I'm feeling much better now. I think it's time we should get into why Kai was right, which is a presentation by Kai, who famously was right. I actually had a pitch here that said, is the world slipping into far-right leadership? And you can see that was in November of 2023. Gag it! I actually put the question to the public. The townspeople did not enjoy it at all. So I was called a left-leaning, limp-wristed cuck. 4 months later, Peter Dutton said Albanese was limp-wristed. I actually personally really love when leaders of opposition use gay slurs. That's awesome. Why on earth would a politician be so emboldened to say something like that in public, on the record, campaigning to be the Prime Minister of Australia? Could you imagine going to a job interview and then just like calling someone a fag? So to understand how the fuck we actually got here, we've got to go back to the ancient texts. Harambe died, Brexit happened, Pauline Hanson was elected into the Senate. Oh, what else happened in 2016? Was 2017 any better? No. Trump actually banned travel and immigration from 7 Muslim majority nations, record heat wave in southeastern Australia, and then at the same time, Western Australia was flooding. 4 countries were about to enter mass famine. The US left the Paris Climate Agreement. There was also a Unite the Right rally in Virginia. Gays won! But wow, didn't that just open up the most horrific conversation? 2018 was fucking grim. Those Thai kids got stuck in a cave. The New South Wales government also said that the entire state was in drought. Turnbull faced a leadership spill, and the only other person that went against him was Peter Dutton. Days later, Scott Morrison and Fraser Anning's speech to call for the reinstatement of the White Australia policy. It's okay to be white. The Amazon was on fire for 10 fucking months. Far-right rally in Melbourne. Don't worry, because there's a record-breaking egg on Instagram. I'm here in history. I've liked it. Beychella! Scott Morrison actually wins. Boris Johnson becomes the Prime Minister of the UK. 6 million people protest in over 150 countries for the climate. Cybertruck. ScoMo fucks off to Hawaii in the middle of the most horrific bushfires. Who can forget the big one? First COVID-19 human case, darkness. I don't really remember a lot of what's going on here, but let's try our best. Donald Trump gets impeached and then acquitted, so that was good for the justice system. Black Lives Matter movement takes a hold across the world. Anti-vax sentiment does really start kicking in. Joe Biden wins the election, knocks out this man. Lana Del Rey lost the Grammy. People decided to climb the fucking walls of the Capitol building. The National Socialist Network marched around in Melbourne saying, Australia for the white man. Oh my God, that big fucking ship got stuck in the Suez Canal. Look at this big bitch. She was stuck. Queen Lizzie Carks it. Whatever. Elon Musk buys Twitter for $44 billion. Russia launches its invasion of Ukraine. What did he do? Peter Dutton runs unopposed as the opposition leader. No one else wanted to fucking run. People tell you that life gets better. It fucking doesn't. World Athletics actually banned trans women from competing in female sports. Assholes. New Zealand actually elects a far-right government, as does Argentina, as does the Netherlands. Barbenheimer! AI is taken over. Hawaii, Canada, and Greece experience devastating wildfires. Hamas attacked Israel and then and subsequently Israel decimated Gaza. Oh, the fucking voice to parliament. Australia was also plunged in the most racist, vile, disgusting discourse during the voice to parliament referendum, which failed. Thanks, Australia. Grey Gun. Mardi Gras shut down because of asbestos. Peter Dutton calls for a boycott of Woolworths because they said they wouldn't sell Australia Day merch. Liberal Queensland government ban hormone treatments for trans kids because God forbid trans kids get life-affirming care. Far-right riots break out in the UK. And in Victoria, the Nationalist Socialist Network held another rally walking through the streets of fucking Melbourne. Donald Trump is convicted of 34 felony charges, but that means shit all because then he's elected the President of the United States again. That brings us to 2025. That's Elon Musk doing a Nazi salute. Woolworths bring back their Australia Day merch. That was a good 1 year off, guys. Cyclone Alfred swings by, and what does this man do? He says, bye-bye! And I'm gonna go actually to a billionaire fundraiser. Katy Perry went to space for like 5 minutes. For no fucking reason. Which brings us to the federal election on May 3rd. Gonna be a little bit spooky. See, spooky scared me. Why? Because Australia is currently at a fork in the road. We can either follow global trends or we can pick our own path. This is what Peter Dutton has consistently voted for and against. And if you ask me, it's a pretty shit track record. I'm just gonna step out for a second, take a screenshot, do what you gotta do. Did you get all that? Cool. I'm a little bit fucking scared. Anyone else? If you look at literally any Murdoch news media, you would think that Australians want Peter Dutton to be elected. But is that actually the case? Let's go find out. Do you think Peter Dutton will make a good Prime Minister?
Absolutely not.
Whoa.
No, not particularly.
No.
Genuinely no idea.
I think he'll make a good Prime Minister as far as Prime Ministers go. I don't know if he's necessarily going to make the best long-term decisions.
Do you know anything about Peter Dutton?
Liberal party leader. A bit charismaless. He just is not an inspiring leader.
He does not have very progressive climate change policies.
Policies aren't thought out and they're not reasonable at all. I don't think he's very trustworthy.
I also don't think he's a particularly good person, but I guess that's less important.
And what are your biggest concerns facing this upcoming election?
Rights for trans people, rights for our queer folk.
If someone's not caring about the environment, then it's not aligning with my interests.
The consequences of proceeding with nuclear energy are far greater than just getting somebody in the seat as Prime Minister. Particularly Peter Dutton have the tendency to kind of reduce the very complex argument into just like a catchphrase or like a soundbite.
I feel upset about this upcoming election.
I think it's quite scary to potentially have someone like that.
May the best man win. Or woman.
Trust in the people. They'll vote for whoever they think is best.
I've always been curious to know what other politicians actually think about Peter Dutton because, well, they're his peers and they know the man. We obviously don't. They've seen him move things politically behind the scenes for years now. And I mean, what good is being in Sydney going to do? We have to actually go to the source. And we came here. I love it here. Are they coming to yell at us? Hello.
Hi, how are you?
Oh, good. How are you? Kai?
What's going on? Like, we don't normally hassle people, but
Yeah.
someone's called us.
So it's hard to believe we're actually standing right in front of the Australian Parliament House here in Canberra. That's because we're not. We're in front of a Lego replica. This is where we were standing. Just there. I was getting absolutely the shakes and the runs thinking about Peter Dutton being a Prime Minister, so thought we may as well go to the place where all his colleagues are. You know what I mean? It's pretty accurate, actually. What do you think of Peter Dutton?
Look, we started off strong.
Not a huge fan.
I think, personally, he's someone who can't be trusted.
I mean, he's an incredibly nasty, divisive mini Trump lost in Oceania.
He has this aura of like fear-mongering.
The immediate thing that comes to mind is mean, arrogant and not fit to be Prime Minister.
Like a massive hypocrite. Pretends to be this everyman for working people.
I've never been able to have a conversation with him because he usually runs the other way.
That basically sums it up.
So you've got a lot in common. Do you think that Peter Dutton will make a good Prime Minister or a great one?
Why is it just good or great? Do I have more options?
I don't think he will make a good Prime Minister.
Very clearly, I think Peter Dutton will be a disaster if he becomes Prime Minister of this country.
Given that choice, I would say a fucking awful Prime Minister.
Do you want me to hold this?
Yes. Wait, what? Someone from the Liberal Party actually spoke to you? Just one person responded to our many calls and our many emails while we were in Canberra, and that was Bridget Archer, which I guess makes a lot of sense.
Where do you want me to look? At you?
Yeah, so this pink phone here, Talisha will move in between, and then this blue one will just always be on. So Bridget Archer's become quite an infamous little figure within the Liberal Party because since she was elected in 2019, she's crossed the floor so many times. She did actually once say that she felt marginalised from the Liberal Party and they felt like it was going more to the right, and she actually called it One Nation Light. I'm also interested to see what she thinks about Peter Dutton. She did once say that he was weaponising child abuse for political advantage. Sounds like a fan. Do you think Peter Dutton will make a good Prime Minister or a great one?
I think Peter Dutton will be a good Prime Minister, and I think that he will be strengthened in that by the team of people that he has around him. People should look at the person that is standing to run to represent their electorate. That, I think, is more important than a personality contest.
So I guess you aren't a big fan of the characterisations that Dutton is just a mini Trump, so to speak.
I think so, and I think it's also simplistic. Have a political debate and a discourse and not play the man, whoever the man might be, or woman.
I mean, you can't forget that this is a man who boycotted the apology to the stolen generations.
He voted against paid family and domestic violence leave, voted against our measures to make workplaces safer for women.
This is a man who recently called Donald Trump a big thinker right after Trump had announced his appalling plan to buy and own Gaza.
Peter Dutton is following Trump's playbook page by page, like within 24 hours of Trump signing orders on diversity initiatives. Peter Dutton's out saying exactly the same thing.
So that giant statue over there is a monument that was given to Australia by America in the 1950s. Overlooks the Australian Parliament, which is just over there. Serves as a reminder that no matter what Australian politics do, America is always watching.
I think he sees what's happened in the US with the elections, and so now he's like, if he was right, now he's like further right.
A national war on woke. Yeah. That's what the country's been waiting for, to deal with the housing crisis, to make food cheaper, to keep a safer climate. You know, we've really got to work on those pronouns.
The woke left.
The woke left. Which is
you.
I genuinely don't know if he means anything that he says. It's all very much just, I think I can win if I say blah, so I'm just going to say blah. I don't think he actually gives a shit.
Having someone as a potential Prime Minister who does not care is incredibly dangerous.
He loves to act like this tough guy. But the people he goes after are like the trans community and immigrants. These are some of the people with the smallest voice in our society who are already trampled on by the political system. I don't know how that, in his mind, makes him a tough guy. I would argue that makes him look like a bully.
Well, that is all the questions I had. So thank you so much for taking the time to speak to me.
It's a pleasure.
I do appreciate it.
Lovely.
Thank you.
Sorry, I'm very talky.
No, it's perfect. I mean, it's great for an interview, right?
Do you have anything else you wanted to add that we didn't get to?
No, I think that was fine.
That noise wasn't too bad over there. I don't think so. I was looking at the...
We've been playing against bells all the past 3 days, so it's okay.
That's fine. Yeah.
I like your blazer, by the way.
Thank you. I'm sure Peter Dutton would like me to say, I think he'll be a great Prime Minister, but I honestly genuinely think Peter Dutton, he'll come, he might go. Although he might come, he might go. They will. Exactly. They will. Yeah. You know.
I've just raced to Blacktown Workers Club. Albanese and Dutton are here at an event called Future Western Sydney. Doubt they'll let us in. Everyone's in a suit and I'm in jeans. Fingers crossed. I don't know, but stay tuned. So we got in.
I'll let Janet know. She has Google Alerts on and everything, so she'll find out pretty quick if it doesn't go anywhere.
Just gonna set that up. Close the door. So we just got kicked out quite aggressively and publicly out of that event.
Walked out, looked at, yelled at. That man yelling at us was so embarrassing.
So I wonder what we're gonna be on. We might be on the news. Give this for evidence. I had emailed Bridget McKenzie's staff and said, hey, he calls me immediately and says, come up. Yeah, we can chat afterwards. And these 2 other ladies said, what are your names? And I said, we have an interview up with Bridget McKenzie. We say, Kai and Talisha. Another lady comes and gives us these blue wristbands, gives them to us. And they said, media, go on the left. Security yeah, blue wristbands. We said, yeah. And we go in and we sit down. All of a sudden, Bridget McKenzie looks at us, goes, nah, get them out. All this commotion happens. Her chief of staff or whoever he was.
The one that rang you.
Yelling at us in our face. In our face. I said, whoa. well, that's really intense.
That was so fucking weird.
This is obvious misunderstanding. You're screaming in our
I had a hand
face.
on me guiding me out. That was really a lot.
What I understand from what they were yelling at us, the people had put us down as Bridget's staff, which is incorrect. That's why they said, oh, you're media. There's also like so many journalists there. So I'm also thinking, can't youth publishers be there when they're trying to get access to that? And then also like you throw them out without actually like hearing what we're trying to say. We said multiple times, we are not protesters. We are journalists. We didn't intend for that to happen at all.
Because we're young journalists in a fucking pair of jeans. Is anyone going to hear us out?
Hello? Now, no one's going to fucking talk to us, giving breach of security and threat, apparently, which could really boost this or ruin our careers. To get a better understanding of Peter Dutton, we thought probably should go to Dixon, right? Literally, as long as I've been alive, Peter Dutton has represented this electorate. So there's clearly something about him that people here really engage with, really like.
Yeah, we know who we're voting for, but
I know who you are, but we're voting for Peter Dutton.
So am I.
Good on you, mate. He's the best politician I know.
What is this?
Just a prawn.
He's trying his hardest, but they need to put more ads on TV because I'm just getting swamped with Labor's ads and not enough Liberal ads. I think he's more down to earth with what's going on in Australia. Albanese is just wanting to spend so much money, and where's he getting the money from? From us, from the taxpayers.
Have you ever met Dutton?
No. No.
How long have you lived in the area?
30 years.
Love an ice cream, actually.
The slogans are boring. Getting Australia back on track, which is the slogan that they're using, and that's not enough. I've sort of recently moved to the area, so I probably am interested to understand more about all of the candidates. Previously been a Liberal voter. That being said, in my last electorate I voted independent because I didn't feel like the Liberals were doing, the Liberal candidate there was non-existent.
Peter Dutton's here. Peter Dutton is here. He is in fucking Brisbane. Dutton's brought the fucking floods with him.
Do you guys want to get out?
No. Oh my god, welcome back. Update. Saw Dutton with eye. He's spooky. We think he's now fled, which is interesting because he didn't go to his electorate at all. Why wouldn't you go to your own seat, talk to people who are actually going to be voting for you instead of going to a petrol station to fill 2 pumps of fucking petrol for no reason? You've done it 9 times and no one cares about it. A petrol station? Come on now, Peter. In the rain?
This is par for the course. He's been ignoring his electorate for years. So the fact that he didn't stop by, like, people around here are sadly used to that. And I don't think they should be. I think the people of Dixon deserve better.
She's a really amazingly inspiring individual. If I can grow up to be half as amazing as she is, I'd be very happy with myself.
I lost my leg 14 years ago. During that time, Peter Dutton became the health minister. I already felt like healthcare was more expensive than it should be. And then having Peter Dutton come out with all of these policies, it made me really super angry. I wanted to do something about it.
The people of the electorate, what are their biggest concerns?
Dutton is going down a road that is the Americanisation of Australian politics. And I think it's really spooked people in this electorate. I've run against Peter Dutton 3 times. I don't give up on things easily. And I'm really hopeful that this time I can be that person that makes a difference.
Every time I come into the office, I steal some and put them on my car. Don't tell anyone.
I've never seen Peter Dutton out and about. Obviously there's some cachet that comes with Mr Dutton being the opposition leader. I would say it's probably going to make him even more absent, not more available to the community.
Peter Dutton isn't around for the community and people haven't met him. And that's, I think, a product of his ambition to be a minister and the Prime Minister. And we're a stepping stone on that path. We've got 9,000 young people who are voting in this electorate for the first time. And so I don't think he's keeping up with the demographic change.
Do you think Dutton will make a good Prime Minister?
There's just a growing concern amongst people here in Dixon about the the way that he approaches policy, the way he approaches the community. I would like to see a reality after the election where I'm on the crossbench and he's not in his seat.
Yeah, I'll tell you, Albanese. You can't put three words together in a sentence. Dutton. He's an ex-copper and he just betrays that arrogant arsehole about like all coppers are. So vote for 5 Parliament.
So, is there a... No. I'm going off my fucking soapbox. You know, I've been thinking in the past couple of days since I've been here, he does not give a shit. He was literally in the fucking city of Brisbane yesterday, and he didn't even go to his own electorate. He didn't come to anywhere here where we've been speaking to people who've never met the man. They've never even seen him before. And he doesn't even come here and actually give them policies that help them. Walking around this electorate, I have felt frightened for being a very visibly queer person, for having an Indigenous flag tattooed on my arm. That's been in the back of my mind. And I can't fathom a country that is run by that man. I'm not saying that Albanese and Labour are a good option either, because Lord fucking knows they love opening gas and coal mines. They love it. Oh, they love it so much, and they love not doing shit all until it's fucking the last possible minute. But we've seen this happen in America. We've seen how this works. The left... Oh my God, I just spat! The left do fucking nothing until the last minute when the right has been crusading and campaigning and building up a whole fucking mass army of people. We all can't afford shit. We can't buy homes. We can't rent. Our groceries are expensive. Petrol's expensive. Gas and electricity is expensive. Renewable energy isn't moving fast enough. Climate change is killing us all. We all have the same concerns. He is taking the piss out of these people, and he's taking the piss out of this country for thinking that he's a serious candidate for Prime Minister. I haven't heard of one single positive thing that he has done for this community from both his supporters and his people that don't agree with him. Nothing really that I can take away and say, okay, Peter Dutton is a good leader in his local community, because he's not even here. So what the fuck? I'm stressed, and there's a woman who parks so close to our car that I probably can't even get in. What I've consistently picked up from speaking to people, and whether it's been in this federal election or just the past 10 years really, is that individualism will kill us all. Grim, our generation make up one of the largest voting blocs in this election, and so many people are voting for the very first time. And that's a shared community caring about the environment, caring about First Nations people. It's ensuring that trans and queer people have the right to exist and have access to life-affirming care. It's ensuring that global genocides don't fucking happen. We all, at the end of the day, want the same thing, which is to just live safely. That is the antidote to fear. Community is the antidote to fear. Community is the antidote to fascism, and community is the antidote to the rise of the extreme right. We have been told time and time again that we can't hope for anything better because we're alone in our thinking. Regardless of the outcome on May 3rd, there are people in that building fighting for us. There are people in that building who have reminded me of why they're there.
No matter what the issue is, the antidote to that is hope.
We could actually turn the corner really quickly and keep that kind of Trump-style politics out and just like preserve all those things that are meant to be really good about this country. Like, we look after each other, we make sure everyone has what they need. We can do that.
We don't have a voting system like the US. We have a much better voting system, which means that you can actually vote for your favourite policy platform and not only either get someone elected on that platform or send a powerful message.
It's frustrating to see that the two major parties are starting to look more alike, and we can reject that because the power lies with you.
That's an exciting potential future. That's an exciting politics where this place actually works.
Change is hard, but change is always possible.
We're here to stay, and when we come together, we're a force to be reckoned with.
You know, I'm midway through a 6-year term in the Senate. I'll join with a majority in the Senate to absolutely destroy any efforts he makes to try and change the country.
I was in a very deep spiral of anxiety, and I was very fearful of what the Australian election would look like. The most resounding thing that's been sort of building within me for these past few months working on this is less about my fear and more about that small little bit of hope that I have that these individual acts of resistance will continue, no matter how big or small that may be. It may just be someone deciding that they're going to live today. And I think that's been so powerful for me personally. That's something that I want everyone to take away from this whole experience. We have more collective power than we think we do.
It's me and you, Kai. Life imitates art.